Revenge by Jason Dwayne Cockerham. This book is for audiences 13 and up. Chapter 2, Payback.
Claw here. As I wake up, I notice it's pretty dim outside my cave. I hear the sound of rain.
Finally awake, are we?
That's Wolfenstein's voice. I jolt up. "What are you doing in my cave?" I ask.
Getting a little payback for last night.
Antonio comes in a little closer to bite me, but before he can, I hit him across the face. I immediately feel Wolfenstein's claws pierce my leg that had been burned by acid last night. I slash at his throat with my other paw, but he jumps back. He then shoots me with his claws again, this time aiming for the chest, but I turn, taking the brunt of the attack in the shoulder. At the same time, Antonio, having circled around me, bites my back leg. I turn and hit him hard, sending him against the wall. That's when more of Wolfenstein's projectiles pierce my back leg, the one Antonio had just bitten. Despite having 3 injured legs, I run at Wolfenstein, jump, then slash him. He jumps away after receiving a deep gash. I continue forward, raising up on my 2 hind legs, but as soon as I stood up, I knew it was a mistake. Wolfenstein shoots both my arms, so I lunge forward, body slamming him. Ah! Apparently, I had slammed against his broken paw. He tries to lift me off him, but cannot. I take advantage of the situation and bite him repeatedly. Then I feel Antonio licking my back feet and the burn of the acid. Next, he bites me in the side and I roll off his brother. Antonio walks towards me with his tongue hanging out and acid dripping.
You're gonna die. You have no rocks in here to protect you. I melted all the ones in range.
At that moment, Wolfenstein's claws drill into me.
My brother is going to kill you from a distance.
I try to slash Antonio, but I can't even stand anymore, so instead I fall flat on my face. I feel another round of claws pierce my skin. "Look around. You're wrong," I say to them. "This whole cave is made of rock." I use my power to pick up the entire floor of the cave. Even with my power though, it's difficult. I let out a yell as I put all my effort into it. The sudden upheaval of the floor trips up the 2 wolves and causes the walls to tumble, bringing the whole cave down on us.
E here. I woke up and immediately started work fixing my computer. As I do so, memories flow into my mind. One Easter, many years ago, I was searching for eggs in an Easter egg hunt. I was happily placing each egg that I found in my basket, looking forward to the sweet snacks I would be having later. I hadn't noticed I was alone. At the time, I guess everyone else was looking in a different spot. That's when Claw and the 2 wolves that were always with him, Antonio and Wolfenstein, walked up. The 3 of them were always making fun of me.
"Nice candy basket you got there," said Antonio. "You're gonna give it to us, right?"
Claw said. You can still find your own eggs, I said.
"But it's so much easier to take yours,"
Wolfenstein said. Then he grabbed the basket, but I held on to it. Jarringly, I got hit in the side of the leg by a big rock. Ah! It had knocked me over, and I had thought it had broken my leg. As I got hit by the rock, the basket had slipped out of my hands and Wolfenstein had taken it. As I was down, Antonio pounced on me, biting me. Ah! The bite was light, so the teeth didn't really hurt, but the acid burned. He then held me down and let his acid drool drip onto my ear. Ah!
Alright, now get off,
Claw said. Antonio jumped off and Claw half buried me with rocks. Then they ran off. There was an especially heavy rock on top of me that was making it hard to breathe. Because of that and my leg being injured, it was hard to wiggle free. For minutes, I pushed and pushed against the rock pile and wiggled as much as I could. Finally, I was able to wiggle free from the rocks. I looked around, but they were long gone.
I hate you! I hate you!
After a minute of thinking how much I hated them, the pain in my leg made itself known once more. I crawled towards home on my remaining 3 legs. When I made it home that day, I cried to my mom.
Shh, 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 shh. You're okay. Let me see that leg of yours. It's not broken, so let's wrap it.
She wrapped it up pretty tight, and as she was wrapping, it was hurting. After she wrapped it, the pain dulled, but it was still there. She then put a cream on my ear to soothe it.
Here, during holidays, I always keep a bag of candy for myself, but this time we'll share it.
She went into her room to grab the bag of candy and gave me a piece. Then she took a piece. From there, we sat in the living room enjoying the candy piece by piece.
Damn it, Claw, hang on! Nina here. I found myself trying to dig, but my efforts were useless. I can't dig through solid rock. Ella is totally freaking out at the moment. What do we do? What do we do? She says as she frantically claws at the rock, breaking a couple claws in the process. At that moment, the sheriff and one of his deputies rode up to help. Earlier, I'd been woken up by screaming. Ella was screaming my name, so I opened the window. Claw, his cave collapsed. What? I said out of disbelief. I heard what sounded like thunder, and also what might have been screaming. So I went to investigate, and saw Claw's cave. It's totally destroyed. We need to get the sheriff, I yelled as I started running. The sheriff, a light brown coyote, saw the worry in Ella's eyes as she spit out 2 words. Claw's cave. He ran with us, listening to the explanation on the way. He had split off to get somebody else after that. Now, the sheriff pointed down at a slant and said,
I sense one, 10 feet.
With that, the deputy started drilling. The sheriff has the ability to sense other animals. The deputy, an anteater, has drill claws that are hard enough to drill through just about anything. After what seems like hours, they pull out Claw. At first, he wasn't moving, so I feared the worst. But then, he started moving his head to look around. I just closed my eyes and breathed. Ella was immediately hugging him. Then I ran over to hug him myself. After that, the sheriff checks Claw out for injuries.
We'll have somebody here to take you to the doctor to get those injuries treated shortly.
Thank you, sir, but I'm fine.
You have acid burns, puncture wounds, and your body may have been partially crushed under the rock. You should go to the doctor.
I'm alright, sir. Thank you. What happened? Me and Ella ask. Claw tells us. He finishes by saying, I survived by using my power to keep the ceiling from crushing me. But that's all I could do. I couldn't lift it off me.
He turns to the sheriff and deputy.
Without you, I would have died. Thank you very much. If there's anything I can do...
You can go to the doctor.
The sheriff said. You heard him, Claw. Let's go. Expecting resistance, I bite his ear.
Nina, let go. I can't actually walk right now.
You said you were okay.
Well, I'll be okay.
I give him a skeptical look. I then turn to the sheriff and ask, you said you could get somebody to take him to the doctor, right?
Yes, I could get someone.
He looks at Cole for confirmation. With a look of extreme annoyance, Cole gives in.
Fine, I'll go to the doctor. I did say anything.
Dude, you're just in the waiting room, Nina comments. Ella here. A short while after Claw agreed to go to the doctor, the three of us are in the waiting room. As the three of us wait, I ask Claw, so why don't you like the doctor?
Because the doctor is my dad and I'll never hear the end of it.
A minute later, Claw gets called back. Me and Nina just continue waiting in the waiting room. After a while, we are called for and shown to a room. As soon as we walk in, Claw says,
Get me out of here.
So you're all good to go?
Actually, I want him to stay the night to make sure nothing's wrong.
The doctor says. If it's what the doctor wants, you should stay. Besides, it solves the issue of where you're going to stay, at least for tonight. Nina responds,
I'm going to kill you.
You can't even make it out of here without our help, and I would rather be safe, Nina says. We could stay with you until we need to sleep. We could play cards, I suggest.
Alright, but can you go get me something to eat and bring it back? The food is terrible here. I'll pay you back double what the food costs.
Okay. Nina,
Claw,
and Ella are all here. After going to get dinner, we each put $5 on the table. Then, after eating, I passed out the cards to begin a game of Texas Hold'em. Let's turn on some music. Since I'm the nearest one to the radio, I turn it on and find a station. While listening to the music, I ask, Nina, what are you going to do? Gonna raise by 2. After considering it for a moment, Claw decides to stay in. I don't like my chances, so I fold.
After that, no one raises.
I had a jack and a 10 with a queen and a 9 in the common cards, almost having a straight.
I got lucky winning with a pair of jacks.
My turn to be the dealer. I get a 4 and a 5, so if it goes my way, it could be a straight. After I turn over the first 3 common cards, however, I doubt I will get the straight. But one of the common cards is a 4, so... We all raise by 1.
After that, no one raises again.
Claw beats my pair with a pair of 9s, winning again. You and your pairs. Claw smiles.
I'm dealer this time.
Claw gives us all 2 7s and 2 aces with a 6 of hearts to go with it. I take it no one got the full house,
Nina commented, referring to the fact that no one raised. I guess we'll find out. We all show our cards at the same time. Me and Ella had a 9 to go with that 2 pair. Nina had a queen, so she won.
This hand, I decide to bluff. I raise by 2 after Ella gives us the first 3 common cards, and luckily, she folded. After the 4th common card, I raise by 1, and Claw folds. I guess they didn't really have any cards are 7 and 8. With 2 7s in the middle cards, she has a 3 of a kind. Claw reveals his cards. He also has 7 and 8, so they split the pot 50-50.
Let's add the jokers in as wild cards next hand.
Fine with me. Alright. That's when Ella stood up. She started dancing, so I got a drink, and Claw grabbed another pillow.
Coming back to the card game, Ella raises by 2. Nina folded. I stayed in. After the 4th card is flipped, Ella raised by 2 again, and I stayed in.
Claw, if you need a place to stay for a while, you can stay at my place.
I appreciate it. My dad's already insisted I stay with him for a couple days, though.
Trip queens.
10, Jack, Queen. Unfortunately not the king. Ace.
This round, we put in the 2 jokers as wild cards. Next time it's really cold, let's build the ultimate sledding race course. So, like December? Mm-hmm. It'll be the ultimate send-off for Claw before he hibernates. Sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
There are 4 spades in the common cards this hand. I'll raise it by 10. I'll call.
The high roller is round. I'm out.
I've got the 5th spade. I do too.
Nina has the 9 of spades. Ella has the jack of shovels.
You have the higher card. You win. I get 2 5s right off the bat. Not bad if I get another one. I heard that there are ghosts that appear at Jim's Beer and Snacks. One of the first 3 middle cards is a joker, so at the very least I have trip 5s. We should go check it out one of these days.
I raise it 1. Yeah, if you 2 aren't scared.
I raise it another one. We should wait until a dark and stormy night. Alright, I'll call. After the 4th card is flipped, Claw raises it another one. Ella calls, but she had to think about it for a second. So she probably has a decent hand, but not the greatest. The question is, what has Claw got? 3 of a kind has been the highest winning hand so far. Oh wait, there was the one hand where me and Ella both had flushes. Also, with that wild card, you can form better hands. I'll call. Final card. Wanna raise?
I'm good.
I'm good. Well, alright.
I've got a pair. Almost hit a flush.
3 kings. Beats my trip 5s. This will be my last hand if I don't win. Neither Claw nor Nina have enough chips to ante up next round. Claw, do you have 3 chips left?
Yes, I do.
Then I'll raise it by 3. I put in all my remaining chips.
I fold.
Pair of jacks. Trip 5s.
That means Nina's out and it's just you and me.
Bring it on. Claw pays his remaining 7 chips, and he owes 57. The way we play is that anybody with chips left, but who cannot fully pay the ante, pays what they have and owes the pot the rest, to be paid immediately if they should win this hand. That means those chips that they owed and paid are up for grabs next hand. Hold on, there were a couple cards not shuffled in. My bad. The 5 common cards are 8 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 2 of spades, 5 of hearts, ace of clubs,
10 of hearts.
ace of spades,
king of puppy toes.
Jack of diamonds. Ella wins with a pair of aces. Nina here. After leaving Claw's room, I check in on the bouncer. Hey, Rex. Hey, Nina, he wrote on a chalkboard. You gonna be okay? I ask. He nods. Then he writes on the chalkboard, I'll make a full recovery. He then erases that and writes, Be back on job soon. Good to hear, I said. Hope you've had a good day, he wrote. Well, no. I then told him what had happened to Claw. I'm glad your friend is going to be okay, he wrote. Me too. After a few minutes of talking, I told him I was tired and would see him tomorrow.
Claw here. The day after, as soon as I got out of the hospital, I walked towards home, or what used to be home. As I walked, I wondered, where should I start looking for a new home? That's when I see a large hole around side of my cave that had never been there before. At first, I passed it, as it is normal to find new holes in this forest. After I passed it, however, something felt off, and I looked back at it. The hole formed a tunnel going towards my cave. I looked closer. It looked like it was made by acid. But Antonio was the only one I know of with acid. He wouldn't have needed this tunnel to get in my cave. I'm a deep sleeper, so they could have just walked in. Also, thinking back, I don't remember them being covered in dirt. He probably melted his way through the rock and dirt to come out here, which would mean he's alive. I wonder if Wolfenstein also survived.
E here. After hours, or maybe days of work, my computer is finally fixed. Luckily, I have a backup computer. Now, all I have to do is copy everything over from the backup computer to this computer. Also, from now on, the backup computer will be the main computer, and this newly fixed computer will be the backup computer. Next, I will work on the program for the robots. In the next chapter, I try to open a portal to another dimension.
Also, we have bad weather coming in, which, this time of year, that could always mean a tornado.
Coming in July 2022.
More from this author.
Dream Trap by Jason Dwayne Cockerham. This story is about dream magic, magical realms, fairies, dragons. A dragon who is part of a squadron that often finds itself in aerial dogfights to protect the realms. A fairy who finds herself transformed into a dragon, wanting to find a way to transform back. A fox who uses dream magic to trap one in their dreams. A magic cat who is bringing his own plot together. A broken-hearted mother who would do anything to get her daughter back. Unicorns who can absorb power through blood. The first 12 chapters of this story are coming to Amazon Vella for reading in 2022, 1 month at a time. The first 3 chapters can be read for free. Paperback, hardcover, and audio versions are planned for a later date.